Why is so important for you to support our community?
Because I feel like I'm privileged and I'm in a position that I can do it. Like, I like to help, but I like to guide. Education is something that nobody will ever take from you. And I feel that the only way to get ahead in life or be successful, and success is not having a career or having a nice car or having success is having the ability to do what makes you happy and provide for your family and being and have I have right now a staff of 9 wonderful women that I mentor, and I feel that is just the way. That's the only way. Education, that's when I think your foundation is so important.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Del Carmen Foundation Podcast. Today, we have the honor to have Dr. Pulaski. She will share with us her story from Venezuela to becoming a recognized dentist in the United States. Her passion, her persistence, and her kindness is a way to show us how well we can do in Philadelphia and Venezuela. The Carmen Foundation is very grateful for her support for children and youth in Venezuela and Philadelphia. Dr. Pulaski, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for the invitation. This has been really an honor, first of all, to be part of your foundation. I think it's excellent what you do for kids, for education. For me, education is the biggest asset we can have. And I push everybody for education because it's for me, personal, my story, my life, education has been the way of having what I ambition. So it is my way out from poverty, from being in a disadvantaged position to being into a position that I have a lot of not power but influence.
And this is where I wanted to ask you, how did you start with this passion of the field of dentistry?
Well, I always wanted to be in the medical field. I always thought, I wanted to be in the medical field, but I didn't want to be a physician. I didn't like the hours, the type of work, dealing with life and death situations. For me, it was just too much. So personally, medicine wasn't the way. My mom used to work for a traumatologist, a doctor. She was a secretary, and going to her office, it was like, oh my God, I want to do this. But I didn't want to be a secretary like my mom. I didn't want to be a nurse. So I saw myself more like the doctor. So when you get older and you're looking for options, in Venezuela, you have to decide what you want to do early on. So when I was a senior in high school, that's when you decide what profession you're going to pick. So I had good grades. I was a good student.
Where did you start in high school?
I did in Venezuela. I was in El Junquito. Yeah. So, but I did, I have different high schools. I went to 4 different high schools. But I was always, because my mom moved and we always moved. So long story short, when I picked the profession of dentistry was because I was going to the dentist at the time, and my boyfriend at the time, his dad was a dentist. And I saw, dentistry is medical field. You work with your hands. I'm very crafty. I have always been crafty. You will be a doctor also. So I thought it was a perfect match. So you go in blind thinking, this is what I want to do. But the moment that I started in the profession, it was like, this is it. This is my thing. So I love it from the first moment.
And you graduated from one of the best universities in Venezuela, la Universidad Central de Venezuela. How was your process there?
Oh my God. It was the best time of my life. It was hard, very hard. But it was so fun and so good. And, we're Latin Venezuelans. We work hard, but we play harder. So I had the dental profession in Venezuela is 5 years, which you don't do college there. So you go straight from high school into dental school. So I started dental school when I was 19. And we graduated. It took like 7 years for me to complete the program. No, because I skipped classes or anything, but there was a big strike for a year and a half. So we weren't in school or anything. So I was, working in the dental field, but I wasn't practicing. So it took a little longer, but it was an excellent experience. The difference, I think the main difference is the means. Like everything is very limited. My education, I compare with what we teach the students here at that time, because, I graduated 25 years ago. So it was very comparable with what the students in America learn. So I was well trained, and we didn't have the abundance of materials, of technology, but there was abundance of knowledge. And we worked very efficiently with the little that we had. So in my university, we have like clinical groups, and you have clinical committees that there were students like me that will get together and will buy the instruments, the materials, and all the students, because the university, they have the money. So we all pitched in to put money into this little fund.
That was expensive.
It's extremely expensive. It's extremely expensive. Dentistry is expensive everywhere in the world. In Venezuela, it's not an exception. So you need instruments, books, material, patient treatments. So I think my biggest expense in Venezuela, it was the patient's treatments. Patients couldn't afford the treatment. So we ended up doing a lot of the financing of the patient's treatments.
And the financial for the patient treatment, you guys pitching everyone, or was
No, that was self-done. Like in my case, I had to work. So even when I was in dental school, I was working. So I have 3 jobs at one time. So I work within the university. I was in the oral surgery clinic, and it was like an intern. But the university will pay me. I have to do 25 hours a week. And the university will give you a salary. And I have to, check the patient's medical records, like sometimes assist the doctors in treatments. And it was give appointments, all that stuff. So it was kind of interesting work. Then I have a job as a surgical assistant in a private clinic with one of my professors. And on the weekends, I work as a hostess. So yes, I have 3 jobs. And of course, I have to support my mom, because, my dad wasn't around. And she was, at that point, she was divorced. And she helped me, because there was a point that I couldn't continue working, because you have to dedicate to the school. Like, you need to complete certain requirements to graduate, and I need to go, we do an externship. So you have a whole year of externship. And at that point, luckily, my mom was really working, and she helped me through the whole thing. Otherwise, I couldn't be able to.
But those jobs that you had in the past, now you have your own practice. You have the customer service experience that time, and now you're applying. So how was your process coming from Venezuela to here, to the United States?
So, you're young, everything's new. I came to the United States to visit my sister. She lived here. I was already practicing dentistry in Venezuela. I wasn't doing much, but I was working on my field. And my sister's like, come visit me. I pay for your ticket. And I'm like, you know what? I need to learn English because I wanted to do a postgraduate program. And for that, I needed to be bilingual. So I say, I'm going to just take 6 months and I'm going to go to the United States and I'm going to learn English.
You say, okay, I'm going to start study here. Then
So, you know, internet, lucky my husband have internet. That's something that I didn't know when I in Venezuela, you didn't have access to information. So that was a little bit tricky. I had to learn English first. So my first job was to learn English. My husband helped me so much. I took some courses. I was very dedicated. I was a good student. I would say within 3 months of speaking broken English, where was, I could communicate a little bit. And I started getting information. How can I be a dentist in this country? And that's when you find out there is a lot of information and it's very specific for what you want to do. So in my case, being a dentist, so I will qualify for what is called advanced standing. But for me to be an advanced standing in any dental program, I have to take the dental boards, which are the tests that all the dentists in this country have to take to be licensed to be dentists. So I took those boards early on. I was so eager to move on with my career because, this is my passion. This is what I want to do. I want to be a dentist in the United States. And I took my test within, I think it was early in 2003. I had already my boards. I've taken my boards. I got 90.
Wow.
Oh my.
So how long did it take you to study and prep the tables? I know it's hard.
In my case, I studied for 6 months, 8 hours a day. It was extremely intense. It was a full-time job. It's hard. And it's okay if it takes you more than one time. And it's one of the things that I say to any dentist or any people that are taking this test. Don't be discouraged if you go the first time and you don't do well. Just go and study again and do it again. So you have the information. It's a lot of information.
Did you have any mentor or a person to guide you through the process?
No, at that time. I was, at home. I didn't have a driver's license. I wasn't working or anything. So at that time, I was my biggest motivator.
Right. They have all the experience in Venezuela, and then you apply here, you learn.
You have the knowledge, yes. Even though it's in a different language, you have the knowledge. So the advantage of being in the medical dental field is that all the terminology is very similar because it's all Latin-based. So it's not too hard to study, even though my English wasn't great. And that's one of the things that I did. I didn't wait till my English was good to study for the boards. I started studying for the boards right away. So it was, even though it was hard, it's a material that you kind of know and things that you need to know. It took me 8 years to get into dental school.
No.
After I took the boards.
Why?
My grades, my GPA from Venezuela wasn't great. So, when they see you, you're a package. So you need to be, do well in boards, have a good GPA. You need certain requirements. And my GPA wasn't good. That's one of the disadvantages. I didn't have a specialty. I didn't have any kind of masters. I didn't have any publications at the time. So when you're applying for a few spots and you're competing among a lot of qualified people, they're all dentists, they're all qualified, you're just one more. So you need to not get discouraged and you need to figure out how you can improve. So I couldn't change my GPA in Venezuela. So what I did, I took college courses here. So I got into Montgomery County Community College, and I started taking some college credits. So I took sociology, biology, and English comp, and I improved. So I demonstrated, I was in the dean's list and everything. So I demonstrated I'm a good student. So I have an argument when I went and apply again, and I say, well, my GPA is not what it should be, but I'm a good student. And in my case, I was so ignorant when I got into dental school that I didn't know if you didn't go to sport class and you get an F, then lowers your score. I didn't know any of this, but I always like to learn things, educate myself. I was very kind of nerdy, but I like this. I like this.
No, we can see that you like to study that because you are recognized dentist in the United States, Isibane, and you are good at it because you did my work here in Mama. It is very good. So, besides your work, you love to study, you are into education, but also you have a big heart because you help children and youth in Philadelphia and also in Venezuela. Why is so important for you to support our family?
Well, because I feel like I'm privileged and I'm in a position that I can do it. I will be, I like to help, but I like to guide. So I have, I've been involved in education. When I was in Venezuela, in my externship, part of my externship was to be a student doctor. I'd be like a student mentor. So I will teach pre-clinics to the upcoming classes. I was almost graduating, but I will help the students in pre-clinics, and I will help the students that were starting in clinics. And I always liked to teach. I thought it was something that connect me with people. I was a surgical assistant, and I started working with the implant systems. I was like an implant coordinator. Then miracle, they called me from the Temple Dentals. And they're like, Dr. Pulaski, can you come for an interview tomorrow? And I'm like, sure.
We're excited about it. I'm excited. How important it is to have people to extend their hand and to see that you can do it, to believe in you. Because, he opened the door for you.
He did. And I said to him, you believe in me more than I believe in myself.
Yeah. That's an important moment that makes you have another opportunity, the one that you deserve, instead of going into silence.
Oh my God, yes, it was crazy. And before, in that 8 years that I got into dental school, that period of time that I was working here and there, so that the surgical assistant, there was a period of time that I considered getting out of dentistry. Because,
it's a lot of work.
What else can you do?
Right, you try.
I tried. I knew I wasn't going to be happy being an assistant forever, or being an implant coordinator, or being in pre-clinics, right? And I knew I wanted more. I like the personal connection. That's what I like dentistry so much, because I can talk to you and try to solve your problems with my knowledge, and try to make your life easier with, even if it's like a chipped tooth, it's something that I can help you.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And, I had my daughter, and all those 8 years I ended up getting her, we bought out, we got my daughter. After my daughter was born, you kind of you see everything in a different glass, like a different way to look at life. And I say, if I don't try for dentistry, I'm going to regret it. I knew deep down that this was my path. So I ended up going through that path, and here I am.
Quite a successful dentist. And we are very proud of you. I'm very grateful for what you have done and here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Venezuela. Thank you. Very proud of you, and thank you for giving us a little bit and share your story.
Thank you. This has been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. I can only, if you have one advice, I would say education is something that nobody will ever take from you. And I feel that the only way to get ahead in life or be successful, and success is not having a career or having a nice car or having success is having the ability to do what makes you happy and provide for your family and being and have I have right now a staff of 9 wonderful women that I mentor, and I feel that is just the way. That's the only way. Education. That's why I think your foundation is so important, because it targets that. It targets the means of kids that want to do it. And
I was in a position that I needed to have somebody to help me, to guide me through education. And when I came here to the United States, I have people who support me so much. And through the education, the support of people is who I am. And I'm always thankful for mentors, people that that believe in you. I think it's so important because sometimes we get tired of trying and trying and trying. It takes just one person to believe in you to open all the doors. It's true. So we want to open doors for men who need us in education.
I'm telling you, I think as an educator, there's nothing more fulfilling that your students kind of click, understanding something, or give them a little trick how to do something simple, and it's and that is just so fulfilling. I'm telling you, I have so many students going through my life since 2009, and I'm proud. I'm proud of what I have given them, and to have that connection or listen to them, seeing them be successful on their own fields and professions, is just very rewarding.
It's priceless when we see that, when they success. So to our viewers, if you like this beautiful message, very important for education from Dr. Pulaski through the Carmen Foundation, share, like, comment, because this message will help somebody else. And maybe it's in this situation that doesn't know what to do. It's just she gave the message for all of us. So thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Hispanico Group, experts in web design and marketing. Elevate your brand with them today. First Trust Bank, where personalized service and financial expertise come together to support your aspirations. Pulaski Dental, where your oral health is their top priority. Trust them to help you achieve a healthy and radiant smile. Lasso World, fashion hair accessories designed for all hair types. Beautiful, stylish, and made to last, because you deserve the best. Conversando Contigo, more than a podcast, a place where losses become stories to help us heal. Children's Crisis Treatment Center believes that every child deserves to grow up feeling safe, loved, and emotionally strong. CHOP relentlessly innovates to benefit children and families. CHOP delivers breakthroughs every day. Community, where events, creators, venues, and providers collaborate.